Kaylee here. So today we're doing Serena's hair again. This is our second one of our little series, and this is her white party updo. This was another one of those most requested hairstyles of all time, and I really hope you guys enjoy this. I hope this is the tutorial that you were looking for, and I think it's also great for a lot of different hair lengths. You can do it even if your hair is shorter, like to your shoulders. The only thing that will be tricky is making these little braids, but if your hair is just really short, you can skip that part and still be able to pull off the rest of this quite easily. So I hope you guys love this, and I cannot wait to film my next tutorial and have that up for you guys, and I think that's it. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you. Bye! Okay, so what you'll need, I used a little bit of volumizing mousse in my hair just to give some volume and to help give some hold. I also am going to use some heat protectant and hairspray, and bobby pins, of course, and a curling iron, and then you also need a really long necklace to make the hairband. I clipped two necklaces together, which made one very long one, and that worked for this hairstyle. Okay, we're going to start off with that necklace, and we're going to make the headband at the front. We're kind of going front to back with this hairstyle. You're going to pull little pieces from right around your part, wherever you like to part your hair, and then you're going to go ahead and pull the rest of the hair on top back and push it up for a little bit of volume. Right now we're arranging how the hair is going to be underneath the headband, so you want to make sure that you have it exactly how you would want it, and pin that in place, and then pull the rest of your hair back and out of the way. You want it off of your neck because we're going to make that headband right now. Stick a bobby pin through the clamp of the necklace and pin that at the nape of your neck, and then wrap it around behind the two pieces that we just pulled out and pin that in place, and then wrap a second wrap around and pin that in place. You want to make sure the hair is voluminous between those two bands. The next step is braids. We're going to do an upside down horseshoe, and then you're going to pull the rest of your hair up and out of the way. That's going to be the hair that we use for the braids. Now I'm going to do two braids here, so you're going to split your hair in half. The reason why we're doing two braids is because that way, for those of you who have shorter hair, if your hair is not quite long enough to reach all the way around your head in one braid, you can meet them at the top in two braids and kind of fake it a little bit. So start with one side and pull it up and behind that second necklace. Then you're going to pin that in place to get it where you want it. And I left a really long clip of this so you guys can kind of see how I did mine. I want you guys to kind of hopefully understand it, because this can be a little bit tricky. And then you're going to pull that second braid around and over the first one. You want it to go over where the first one ends so you don't see that. You're going to bring it around the top, and then you're going to tuck the end underneath the other braid. And now you want to pin at multiple places because you want to have a lot of stability. Make sure those bobby pins aren't sticking out or showing. And now the step 3, we're prepping the curls. So first of all, what we're going to do is curl all of the hair that's left with a 1/4 inch or smaller curling iron. And the reason why we curled it all first, well, I'll show you later. But right now what we're going to do is create some volume around the braid by making a little poof at the top and pin that in place, and then you're going to make matching poofs on either side. This kind of helps to frame the curls that we're getting ready to make, and it just kind of makes it a little bit easier if you've started with these already. And then pin that in place. And step number 4 is arranging the curls. Now the reason why we did all the curls and now we're doing it is because you're going to have somewhat messier pieces while you twist and pin, and that way it's going to look a little bit more natural and less put together. So you can see what I did was I wrapped the hair around 2 fingers and then just pinned that little loop in place against my head. That's essentially all you're going to do, is make little loops and pin them in place. And if you want, you can take a piece of hair, loop it once and pin that, and then let the end from that hang down and use the hair that's hanging down to make another loop. So if you have shorter hair, that's kind of how you can fake having more little loops. You also want to use really small pieces because you want a lot of curls going on here, which means you make a lot of loops. This is going to take a good amount of bobby pins, and you're definitely going to want to make sure that you're checking your work in the mirror as you do it. But if you do it right, it looks fan-freaking-tastic. The goal is messiness though. Don't get too perfect with it and you'll be fine.